Hi, this is Jason Romero, author and speaker on success and resilience, and the first and only blind person to run across America. I am really excited about today's episode and having the chance to introduce to you my second book, which will be released later this year in 2020. It is called The Success Cycle. And there you see the cover art, which was designed by my daughter, Sierra. Super excited to collaborate with her on this book. She's a tremendously creative young lady. So about a year ago, I finished the actual manuscript of this book. But I was not in a rush to publish this book because it's such a huge concept, this process for how we succeed. I wanted to let it germinate. I wanted to be able to refine it. The concepts would evolve, and that is exactly what they did actually. How this book came to be and how I was inspired to do this was I'm a keynote speaker, and I get hired a lot of times to give a motivational talk about how I ran across America, what was the genesis of that, some of the difficulties I had, how I was able to overcome those, and eventually come up with being the first and only blind person to run across America. And my crossing is one of the top 10 fastest in the history of the world. Less than 300 people have crossed America on foot. And I averaged 51.5 miles a day for 59.5 consecutive days with no days off. And it was a pretty big feat. And people want to know, how did that happen? That's the common question I get at my keynotes. Well, this book answers that question. But I did not just learn this process from the Run Across America. It's been a lifetime of study and experience. My encounter with the success cycle really began when I was a youngster. I was diagnosed with a degenerative eye disease, a disability that I would have my entire life. And I had to figure out how I was going to adapt to this adversity, this disability, in order to achieve my dreams. Go to college, become a lawyer, read, function in life. And then I moved on to being a lawyer and then an executive at GE for 10 years, a CEO of a nonprofit. And in my business experience, I also had the same types of experiences. There's adversities that you need to adapt to in order to achieve success. And now in my life as a competitive elite athlete, I have ran for Team USA. I've been the national marathon champion, 4th in the world at the marathon, the Paralympic Marathon Championships. I have 16 world records in extreme endurance athletics. I have ran some of the toughest ultras in the world, the Badwater Ultra Marathon, which is run through Death Valley, Spartathlon, which is 153 miles across Greece, the Leadville 100, and also I ran across America. So in all of these different experiences, dealing with a disability, professional pursuits, elite athletics, there's one common process that I have discovered and been able to use in order to achieve success. And that is the basis for the book that I'm publishing now. And it's the answer to my audience's question of, how do you do these incredible things despite these overwhelming adversities? Well, that's what the Success Cycle book answers. I wanted this book also to be a pocket book, so not a voluminous writing. I wanted this to be small. Probably it'll be published in a 4x6 type of a format, paperback, and it'll have a great table of contents. It'll have adversity and then everything put out underneath there. What's a dream? How do you deal with the dream? How do you size up your dream? How do you deal with an adversity? How do you size that adversity? And then you go on to the adaptation phase. It'll talk about imagination, innovating, improvising. It'll talk about the 4 pillars of mental strength. And then the other thing that it talks about too is failure, because that's always part of succeeding. We usually fail when we're going after something really big and epic. And how do we have resilience after that failure? And it takes you through a step-by-step process for how you do that until you eventually achieve success. It won't be additionally wordy and verbose. It's going to be concise, succinct, to the point. And I think this is going to be tremendously relatable for a lot of people and something that you can use in all the streams of your life, in your personal life, in your professional life, in areas where you're going after truly epic dreams and you're out there pioneering and the first one ever trying to complete anything. So please be on the lookout for it. I will update you on my channel when it's actually getting ready to be released and when it can be bought with a pre-release. If you like the things that I'm talking about, please subscribe to my channel. I put out content on a weekly basis talking about success and resilience and a lot of little snippets of what's actually going on in this book. So check out my channel more if you want to know more about these types of titles and topics. Until I come back next week with another episode, you got this. You can do it. Continue to make relentless forward progress, and your dream can be yours. This has been Jason. Take care.